All right, guys, so for today's review, we have the 2022 14-foot tall Colossal Oogie Boogie Airblown Inflatable with dice. As you can see, this weighs 16.5 pounds. It will cost you a whopping $299. You can buy it on Home Depot's website right now. I believe there are still some more in stock, or you can wait until about mid-August to buy this in store. I went ahead and bought mine now. You can see here, it looks as though this is 152 of 216. I'm not sure. I thought they had more than 216. Perhaps that's talking about something different. Here it is. It comes in a massive box, absolutely massive. It's bigger than any box I've gotten for an inflatable in probably a few months, maybe even 4 or 5. But I'll dump it out here because it does have a retail box. Fortunately, I was afraid that this was going to be an online exclusive and come in just some boring brown box and no box art at all. So let me struggle with this just a little bit. There we go. Flip it over and let's go ahead and open it up. So here he is, the 14-foot tall Colossal Oogie Boogie in all of its really fat-ass glory. This is probably the biggest Oogie in the world. I don't know if there to be any other larger Oogies in existence. I think that this 14-foot tall Colossal inflatable made by Gemmy Industries, it's probably the biggest Oogie ever. The 10.5 foot one that was released back in 2020, I thought was pretty massive. I didn't expect them to go much bigger, but they did. They went with 14 foot. Personally, I think this should have been 16 to 18 to go with the 18-foot jack. This is 14 kind of all by itself. There's really no other jack that would go with it that's relative to the same height other than my prototype 12-footer, and I don't think I'm going to have them together in the display. I think I'll most likely pair this one with the 18-foot jack, despite the height kind of discrepancy. We'll take a look at the other sides of the box. They're really just the same thing. It does have the Disney box art that was unveiled to us last year. This is a 2021 box art, and then they just carried it over into 2022. Personally, I wish they would go back to the Nightmare Before Christmas exclusive box art. I don't really like the orange. I think I said maybe last year, yeah, okay, the orange is fine. Updated opinion, I don't like it. I really wish that this felt more like the Nightmare Before Christmas. I want some more black around the box, give it a more sleek and menacing effect. But this, I fear, is going to last a little bit longer, perhaps into next year and maybe the year after. But who knows? They might change it up on us. It does have 2 pull tabs, as you can see, just like the 18-foot Jack's box. They might be the same exact size. I don't know. You can see down here, 2022 Gemmy Industries, and then just, of course, the rest of the back of the box. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. I swear, as the days go by, the taping gets worse and worse. So as we open it up, we will find, of course, the beautiful-looking Shamrock Shake shade of green for Oogie Boogie. The biggest disappointment, I think, with this inflatable is not the fan. It's got a 2-inch blade slow starter, which, yeah, I guess that sucks. Should have been a 125 or 200, but I'll take the 2-inch blade slow starter because it could be worse. It could be a 60. It could be a 1-inch. It can be worse. The stakes. These are not Colossal stakes. You can see 4 plastic, wimpy looking stakes. I do use these, so I am guilty of that. Nevertheless, these should not be on a 14-foot tall Colossal Oogie Boogie. Perhaps a 14-foot jack because it's skinny. But no, Oogie is not to be messed with. This is a big guy. The tethers are going to be pretty long. You can see 2 spiral stakes, I think. Let me look. Yeah, so 2 spiral stakes right there. Then, of course, your crappy metal stakes, like they think these are going to hold down Oogie. No freaking way. That's not going to happen. So I will use these for the review, but probably use these on another inflatable in the display. I got to get some better stakes for this because that's just unacceptable. But anyway, there's my little rant. Now I'll go ahead and inflate it, actually. So he's something, to say the least. I put him more in scale, actually, with the 18-foot jack than anything. I think that really is his counterpart. Probably gonna want to pair these two. It's just, it's huge. It's a great inflatable. For $300 though, you better want it. For Jack to be $250 and this to be $300, being 4 feet shorter, yes, it is a much bigger, fattier design. I still think that these should be $249 for each of them. I don't really think that this one can justify that $50 increase. If you're set on getting this inflatable, you probably already got it. If you're debating about it, it's fine, you know, you'll have time in store. But I can only give you my thoughts on this inflatable. I can't make that decision for you. So with that, I will tell you that it has 5C7s. You probably saw that from the promotional images. It does have the 2-inch blade slow starter. It has Colossal fabric, so that's good, or boom bounce fabric. So it's a very durable inflatable. Gets me to the next point that the stakes that it comes with are just so lackluster. It needs Colossal stakes because it's such a heavy inflatable. It's very, very dominant, we'll say that. The tether attachments are on the side right here, obviously, but I think they should be a little higher. I would have placed them about where that little stitching is, not that one. It just needs to be a little bit higher up there to secure this just a bit better, and that's unfortunately not the case. There is tether attachments at the bottom, just 2 of them for the spiral stakes. However, I never use the spiral stakes. I always use pretty much just the same stakes I use for the fan, which are those kind of U-shaped stakes, and those work like a charm. As we look at the back of it, it's really hard for me to get it in frame. I wanted to do just kind of a normal aspect of it. I didn't want to do ultra wide, just to kind of make it feel how big it truly is. It is a little bit gorilla-ish with that arm swinging up like that. Almost looks like a crescent moon. I dislike that, but it doesn't feel like a gorilla like I thought it would back in, I don't know, when did we first see these images, like March or something? I could be totally wrong on that. It was about then, I think. I am more pleased with it. It feels a little bit more natural in its pose. You can see there the face, of course. It looks great. Some people don't like the face. I'm not really sure why. I think it looks fine. If you got something to complain about, please complain about the Oogie animatronic. That thing, oh my God, I cannot wait to review that. If you want to get this inflatable, you know what, just go ahead and get it. I was prepared for that $300 hurt, you know? So now that I have it, it was exactly how I expected it to be. I would say it's right about 14 feet. I don't think it's really any tall. Okay, sorry. Anyways, as I was saying, it's right about 14 feet tall. I'd say really no more, no less. You could definitely make the case for the 12-foot jack would look much better with it. And I would think, yeah, it's gonna look great, but no way it's going to look better. The 18-foot jack with the 14-foot Oogie is an unstoppable force. It's more movie accurate to put the 12-foot prototype I have. Is it gonna look as epic? No, it's not. So why would you do that? I will sacrifice, you know, canon for wow factor. So I was going to have him right here, but he looks better, kind of more level with Oogie. Him in front kind of gives a not so accurate size comparison between the two. 14-footer dwarfs 10.5 foot. Can't really even compare. It is kind of weird because that inflatable felt so huge to me, and now it feels quite manageable and, you know, almost little. This guy is just that big. He's phenomenal. This one is just as phenomenal. His stance is actually better. I got to give it to him. This one has 3 C7s, as you should probably know. Like I said, 5. Just to go over some more differences, let's see. He actually has 2 dice in his hand. I didn't realize that at first, but he only has 1. Colossal fabric versus non-colossal fabric. This one actually has a tether attachment at the back, if you recall. I've had to stake it down literally in my driveway. And the 14-footer, he does not. I don't think he needs one. I think this one does, but that one, nah, he's good. Other than that, I think really the only key talking points is just how big that one is. If you have this one already, you don't really need to get this one. But if you want both like I did, you know, screw it, go for it. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.